You have 45 minutes left on this side of the coast if you needed to do community day for Pokemon. Hello, everybody. We are here for your top cut matches. I took a picture of it because we didn't print it out on my photos are all the way at the end of my phone. So your top cut for this this tournament is going to be Aaron Brock in 1st seed, Giovanni C in 2nd seed, Brian Collins in 3rd, Nate Ortiz 4th, Matt Alcina in 5th, Vincent Espino in 6th, Andy Choi in 7th, and Alejandro Jimenez, or Alex Diesel might know him, in 8th seed. So we are featuring the only two that we hadn't streamed at all through Swiss, which is going to be Giovanni C versus Andy Chow.
And
you know,
this is gonna be fun. I mean, I'm looking at these teams. There's, at least personally, I'm still like, I feel like there's a lot of really fun Pokemon on these teams.
Yeah, despite how you might know him, Giovanni does not have either an Eevee or a Dragonite. It has an Evolution.
I'll count it.
Do we count? Actually, he doesn't have an Evolution either.
I just remember back in Sun and Moon, always Z Crystal Eevee.
He doesn't have a.
Does he not?
Have an Evolution.
Oh,
I'm a liar. Yeah. So despite
other team does.
Yeah, other team does. So
and here we go.
Yeah.
You can take a look. We have Andy's team on screen right now. Sylveon, Armor Rouge, Gastrodon, Hariyama, Meowscarada, and Hydreigon, and Giovanni there with the Goldengo, Gastrodon, Tauros Fire. This is Paldean Tauros Fire form or Blaze Breed. Meowscarada, Armor Rouge, and Indeedee. So kind of a couple. We've seen Meowscarada and Armor Rouge, but for the most part, different teams. It's not quite a mirror like we saw a minute ago. This is,
wait, they both. I just realized they both have Gastrodon.
Oh, they both
and
have Gastrodon
Armor
too.
Wow, actually, this is wild because this is the first Gastrodon we've seen all day. The fact, look, there's a lot of similarities in this team, right?
I'm just laughing at the possibility of like Gastrodon just like hydro pumping or not. You probably
look. You're not gonna be hydro pumping in there because they all got water absorb here. Don't do that in front of a Gastrodon. No, I actually really love the fact that we got the variety of we've got at least 2 varieties of Tauros from today's matches so far, right? You had the water one earlier, and now you're gonna have the fire one.
It's just really good with Raging Bull because it breaks those screens. That's really important.
So I think the really interesting thing here is that when you're looking at both teams, right, they're just Pokemon that like really do make up a lot of like the meta, but also like missing some parts in here, like the Armor Rouge on Andy's side like doesn't really have like an Indeedee to kind of pair it up with. Goldengo and that Tauros is going to be the lead of choice here versus the Armor Rouge and Hydreigon. So
interesting because Armor Rouge and Hydreigon don't necessarily. I mean, that's actually very, very smart for Andy because it leaves Gio guessing: is it going to be Tailwind? Is it going to be Trick Room? Both options are available. Well, Giovanni here, I believe Giovanni has the fastest Pokemon, which is Tauros, and then it goes Hydreigon and then Goldengo. But Tauros does knock out most Hydreigons with a close combat. So honestly, I think here and then Goldengo. Potentially carrying Shadow Ball, may be able to pick up a knockout or at least damage Armor Rouge enough where it's in a tough spot. But then I think Gio's got a pretty solid position here. Oh, we're gonna see Armor Rouge switch out. I think Gio's got a really solid position now because he can go for a close combat onto the Hydreigon, unless this Hydreigon terrestrializes. But even if it does, it won't really make a difference because it's terrestrial steel. So. Oh, there's a Terrestrial from Gio, I believe, or that is Terrestrial into Steel on Andy.
I would definitely do the Terrestrial Steel on here, yeah, just because like that extra damage for Goldengo every single time is really good, right? And like you don't really have to worry about some of the things that like would like lower stats. Like we found out last night that Parasong doesn't actually like affect Goldengo here. Hydreigon gets absolutely knocked out here. That Hariyama's gonna have to take a single target. Make it rain here that is terrestrialized.
That's brutal.
That's a really terrible thing to like kind of switch into. Make it rain, you know, just going for like
brutal.
Honestly, that's just a really rough switch. Yeah, that is. I hate to say it's probably like one of the worst turn ones that you could probably have. You lose both of your Pokemon for almost like without any sort of like trade-off, right? Like yeah, you protect your Armor Rouge, but
I think it here, Giovanni. I mean, like
what do you do? Like,
especially because Giovanni's faster with both Pokemon. So you click, make it rain again. Tauros. I mean,
if this Armor Rouge survives to
make it rain plus Raging Bull or combat or something, I mean, it could. I mean, it could because it does.
Sylveon's not even a threat right now for you either. It's just like one of those like, oh, okay, cool. Like, yeah, you're gonna double down this Armor Rouge because this Armor Rouge is gonna be your biggest like issue right now. If you can stop that Armor Rouge from getting Trick Room up, then you're in a fantastic spot. Yeah, you know,
that Shadow Ball. Yeah, that was smart.
Like,
Yeah, I was wondering if the -1 would do enough, but that's pretty much a sweep for
No, because that's
Geo.
what you close combat into it, right? You give
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
that extra chip to sort of guarantee it. But
Yeah, exactly.
You have the life orb as well, so you
That's
have like that little like damage. Honestly, this might be the fastest top cut match right now. Actually, you know what? Maybe the first match. That second match, maybe things will change around. But like,
fastest top cut first match. Was it 3?
So here's the thing, right? If you look at like Geo's lead right here, it's just such a offensive lead. You don't really like. That's just rude. You like. You like this lead is just so aggressive, right? Like there's oh my god.
Of course. And now I'm just basically if you're doing click the exact same thing. So
I'm really sorry about that, Andy. That's the Thunderbolt's just sort of like it's like rubbing salt in the wound right now, honestly.
yeah, it really is.
And it just
Let's make it rain.
yeah, I don't really have much to say about this because that was really fast. I barely had time to think about what was going on that match.
And you know what it is, and I think this is something a lot of people have not realized with Giovanni set, and I guess from what I've seen, that Tauros is fast as heck because it outspeeds so many meta things. It outspeeds practically all of Andy's team. The only thing it doesn't, Masquerada. Which the tough part here is if you lead Armorage, it's gonna go down to a Shadow Ball. So I think here, like, I don't even know what I would do. It's okay. Actually, you know what? With Andy's team, there's 2 potential Trick Room users, Masquerada and Armorage. I think if you
You think you lead with them so you guarantee yourself the Trick Room in that instance?
Yeah, but like if Geo, the only thing is if Geo sees that coming because he has the team sheet and sees that potential, he may leave them both alive but at 1 HP. Because he knows Masquerada's got the Focus Sash and Armorage is not going to be necessarily a one-hit KO with a Make It Rain. So like that combo will get him low, but keep the Trick Room up. If say Masquerada and Armorage both use Trick Room.
Sorry.
That's okay. You know what? That's not a terrible option too.
I think just like right now, right? If you're Andy, you really have to like sort of respect the fact that Geo has just aggressive options, and if you like your team is like as Andy, like you have a lot of like really different modes, but Geo's just sort of looking at it and be like, you know what? Tauros takes care of a lot of Pokemon here because if you're looking at his like team sheet, like it's got Raging Bull, Close Combat, Wild Charge, and Protect. Like there's just from the get go, it's literally like the running of the bulls at this point with that Tauros, right? It's just coming in and it's just stomping around and it's just making a havoc. Like yeah, there's no reason to switch it because how do you really stop it, right? Goldango is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to Trash Size Maker. Sure, you can fake it out this turn with the Hariyama, but like that really only saves you. So theoretically, right, you can fake out the Goldango. You can set up like does this have Tailwind? It does. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So you could set up the Tailwind, give yourself a little bit of a seed advantage. Yeah, which is what you should be doing, right? Because that's the best way to like fight this aggression. But Geo's like,
Switching out to Gastrodon. That's a solid switch, especially because Gastrodons a lot of times carry Yawn, could potentially stop Andy if something like that were to happen. We're going to see that Goldengo once again terrestrialize. I think that's... Okay, this is actually very interesting because that Goldengo we know has the Life Orb, and now that it terrestrial to Steel, if this Hariyama lives it, it's going to be able to pick up some massive damage, possibly KO. Faked out on the Gastrodon. There's the Tailwind.
Oh gosh.
Let's see how much this Make It Rain does.
That actually could just knock out that Hariyama because we did see it catch it on like that switch. Oh no, it's
29.
Oh,
29.
Okay, so that means that last one was like a roll. So
Goldengo's now in a position where it is not good.
I mean, no, it's not like it's a terrible position for him, right? Because like because if you look at it, like it's not like it's the only Pokemon that's out on the field. He can still switch out. There's ways to pivot.
The only thing is, I believe. Okay, so.
And Hariyama is on a timer. If you look,
this is true,
right, like it got burned.
So here's the thing. We know Giovanni has Tauros. It's going to come down to basically Giovanni's last mon here because if it goes into Armorage or NDD is going to take a close combat. But like, if it goes into Armorage, then assuming the Hariyama goes for the close combat, like we're expecting, that's like not going to really do anything, but all the other Pokemon have a neutral.
You could just also protect here, right?
This is true. I mean, and Gastrodon could go for the hit.
I mean, look, your Hariyama has wide guard, so now you have to also play the game of,
Like, what?
do I wide guard here, or like, do I just use it like the speed to disadvantage? Because if that's something we're talking about, where like once you set up Tailwind, you have to make sure that you capitalize on those turns. If you play passively on it, right, like your Hariyama's on the timer no matter what, either because of the Tailwind turns or because of the fact that it's burned.
And one thing that's actually interesting right now too, we saw Armor Roach come out. I believe Armor Roach may possibly also outspeed this Goldengo under Tailwind. So that, again, Giovanni, that's a little less beneficial, because if that Goldengo Protector switches out, it's going to be... We're going to see, like, it could be probably resisted if it's Tauros, if it's Armor Roach. It's going to probably resist. But we're going to actually see that Hariyama switch out, go into Sylveon. Probably smart to...
You reset the fake out turn as well,
and there is a Terrestrial from Andy's side. It's going to be Armor Roach here. And that typing, I believe we saw it was Dark. So that's going to be very interesting. It's not necessarily going to help here against anything on the field for Super moves.
This is, I think, the smart play for Geo, because if you protect here, at least you make sure that like any Pokemon that you would switch in like won't happen. And also like that you're knocking out Tailwind turns. The smart thing about this too is when you double protect like this, you also try to figure out what your opponent is fighting into, and that way things don't take that free damage. Gastrodon is actually kind of just an annoying Pokemon to deal with here, because like what are you really gonna do? It's got leftovers. It's just hanging out there, and like despite how slow it is, right? Like it's got a lot of like power, like essentially like staying power, right? It just stays on the field. You're just gonna sit there and you're just like, well, what do I do?
And it also potential for Yawn and then protect, and that
it's got
recover. Okay. So don't have to worry about that. It's a good thing. But Earth Power, pretty powerful in Gastro, even if it's like and then you also have Icy Wind. So even if you have Tailwind, like an Icy Wind may put you in a position because Andy's team is relatively slow.
See, I agree with this. Like,
that
Goldengo
switch was really smart, because you're probably gonna get Armor Cannoned and. Going into Meowscarada.
It's fine, because I think what you're doing here as Geo is you're just trying to like expend like those Tailwind turns. Meowscarada's gonna hold on because it has a Focus Sash, right? So you're still in a spot where like at least the Goldengo isn't the one taking the damage. You can protect next turn. Essentially what you're doing is you're literally just stalling out Tailwind turns until your Goldengo comes back.
Oh, Meowscarada goes down and see that Hyper Voice.
It's still like
it's not gonna really matter that much, but yeah, like it's
what you're doing as Geo is you're stalling out those Tailwind turns, and you're making it so that way you have August potential to go out later. Yeah, sure, Sylveon gets like that special attack right now, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, you're gonna guarantee yourself like later on like the speed advantage. Gastrodon here is just hanging out and chilling. Really, I think if you were to double down on the Gastrodon, right, you could at least try to knock it out, but because that Hyper Voice actually did a lot, and now it's getting that extra boost from Throat Spray thanks to connecting those attacks. But now if you're Geo, right, you bring in like whatever Pokemon to protect. You protect the Gastrodon, get some more from there, and then you just have to keep playing until you can get those Tailwind turns. They're all out, right?
It's true, but that Icy Wind may have done enough where.
Yeah, see,
one turn to tail. Okay, so it doesn't even matter.
You literally just click here. You just click protect here for both of your Pokemon as Geo, and then you just
destroy.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Tauros still outspeeds after. Tauros could still outspeed. I mean,
no, the safe thing to do is you just double protect.
I think
that's not something you would risk.
No, it's not. But it's still, because then that's pretty much game.
Like, if what you're doing here is like you're looking at the board state and saying, hey, you know what? I have enough resources that I can protect and stall out this Tailwind. This Gastrodon will keep getting back some of its health, and so we don't really have to worry about it.
No, I think Andy here, I personally would switch into Hariyama, assuming that there's going to be a double protecting coming. That way you could fake out. Oh, see, nice. Tauros going to go into the Armor Roach. If there was a double protect, you could have faked out, Hyper Voiced. May have given you a chance, but it would have been slim.
Here's the fun part. The Tauros can go down here. It won't matter. That's a free switch to Goldengo. Tailwind's over. You didn't get Trick Room up. Sylveon, yeah, sure, is going to be able to like knock out the Tauros, but now you have Goldengo coming in. Gastrodon can probably like either recover or knock out. Yeah, like you recover here with like Gastrodon. Goldengo comes in and it was like, hey guys, my stats have been reset. Tailwind is done. There is no Trick Room, and I'm here to make it rain.
I feel like
all that has to happen is literally as long as you don't miss, you're fine. Like, yeah, sure, you could fake out. Sure. You can fake out, but what do you do here? You burn the fake out turn then, right? So you protect with like Gastrodon, and you protect with Goldengo.
In hindsight, it's tough because I understand why the Armor Roach needed to Terrestrial, but with Sylveon, it's got Terrestrial Water. It would have been able to I mean, that would have been solid on Goldengo, but
I think like here,
Yeah,
if you just
just
double
kinda-
protect. You don't even risk like
don't
you don't even risk the fact that
risk
you
the
could get
fake
faked
out,
out, and that you take the free damage from Hyper Voice. You get extra healing here from on that Gastrodon next turn because you know Tailwind is out. There's no Trick Room or anything like that because you can see the Sylveon's moveset. You just click Make It Rain. You attack with Gastrodon maybe into like whatever is left. Yes, like
just Terra Blast, try it.
see, and the like, nice thing though about opening trees is like you don't even have to worry about revealing stuff like that because your opponent already knows that that's a move there.
Yeah.
But at this point, right, like you're playing to your out in terms of like, okay, I'm going to take this step by step. Tailwind, we're gonna expire. We're gonna guarantee ourselves to put yourselves in a position in the end game where, sure, Sylveon is like at almost full health and it has like that boost from Throat Spray, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because it's gonna be able to get rained.
Oh yeah, there's the wide guard. So now he has to like.
I mean, you can play around that, but I still don't think it's gonna really matter because Hariyama's on a timer. So it's especially that like 2 more turns. Literally, you just basically if your Goldengo
I'm
lives this turn.
surprised that he actually like.
Expected that.
No, that's kind of smart.
Yeah, I mean,
Sylveon can't knock out both Pokemon at once, right? And you can just recover with Gastrodon at the end of the turn if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I think this may pick up the. Well, Sylveon's gonna get hit here, but I think this may pick up the knockout on Gastrodon because of the boosts here. Oh, Terra Blasts. Yeah, it's Terra Blast onto the Gastrodon. So it does knock out the Gastrodon, but here it's a Steel type with stab, 120 base power against Sylveon, which is not terrestrialized and is like a half health. Giovanni's got this basically. There's nothing really you can do here except
everything's doing single target damage, but the Sylveon's not even gonna have a chance to do that.
No.
It tried its best. I just think. At this point, when you're looking at both games, right, Gio's in a spot where he just outpaces sort of his opponent. Like that game 1 was just sort of absolutely kind of ridiculous. There,
like one-sided. Yeah.
Yeah, you sort of look at it and it's just like, oh, that game 1 is like that switch. Everything that came in that turn just was like it saw its opponents and then it saw the inside of the Pokeball again, and the next time you see it, it's like.
Game,
you know, and I think that game 2, I think Andy adjusted it in a really proper way. I think,
it was
you did your best.
It was really smart. I think it's one of those games where in hindsight you know that you could have won. You know, like it's. I think if Andy, I think just with if Andy just terrestrialized that Sylveon at the end, it would have been a chance. But like overall, he still has to be proud. I mean. Put up a fight in that second matchup. Did solid. Got it down to.
Managed to knock out something at least in that game too.
Yeah,
versus,
I mean, got it down. So top 8s. I mean, in the first tournament of the format here. First Premier Challenge.
Well, no, like because there's no CP on the line whatsoever.
I know,
so
which is a shame. It feels like a Premier Challenge.
Yeah,
but
I mean, like the important thing is like something like this, like or this type of tournament, right, allows players to have sort of that in-person practice because there's such a difference between either playing like online, like with open team still, versus playing in like in an environment where you're sitting across from there, where you're playing like with like on your car as opposed to like the comfort of your own home sometimes. And I think. Sometimes that makes all the difference because really like the reason a huge part for this tournament is because we wanted players to be able to have a spot to like practice before San Diego. It's coming up in like weeks. Just as a reminder for everybody, San Diego is coming up really soon, way too soon. I still don't have a team in game.
Don't worry. I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit I got my team last night.
I don't even know what I'm gonna run still. I am.
Then the meta could change. It's 3 weeks away. I mean, we're seeing it shift already. So
if you see me roll up with a Tinkaton,
I would.
Don't be surprised. I would say I don't think anybody would be surprised if I rolled up with a Tinkaton and be like, "Look at what I'm bringing." I just think it's neat.
It's solid too. I mean, fake out's really useful. So
yeah.
Tinkaton Hammer. I mean,
I just
that move is amazing.
I just love that Pokemon. I think it's fantastic. But I mean, like honestly, like if you look at the way that like this match was played, right? There's a certain way where like you're trying to outpace your opponent and be like, hey, yeah, it's cool, you got your speed up. Yeah. But if you can't do anything about it, then what's the point of like, getting a Tailwind, right? The fact that like you're able to protect your Pokemon and that especially Gastrodon showing really how like good leftovers is and how well like it can take hits and just be like, okay, cool, like. Yep. This is gonna happen, but you can't really do anything about it. I'm pretty sure that was the first of our top 8 matches to finish up. Yeah, so
still got a little bit of time before the next matchups, but we're gonna see Giovanni in the top 4, and we'll see how he does there. But probably not on stream, unless.
No, I mean we'll see like how the rest of those matches go. But in the meantime. again, this is your friendly reminder. You have less than 30 minutes if you're still playing Pokemon Go Community Day, and also if you are on your Switch right now playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, you still have that chance of. This is your second chance to get that Charizard from the Terra raids, get all those shards and like those Herb Mysticas. I still have not done it, so please, somebody carry me through these Charizard raids. I absolutely need to get one of these.
They're brutal.
I have not done the Charizard raids. My Switch is not with me because I knew I would not have time to play.
They're brutal.
Ah, dang. Now, you know what, if I could go back in time. Oh, you know what, which we could technically do thanks to this game. Spoiler alert, there's some form of time travel. Whoops.
I mean, we don't get to do
sorry. So, if you haven't finished the game,
it's been about, like, what, a month,
you know what, the spoiler on this is officially over. But,
yeah.
We're gonna wait for the rest of these matches to finish up. I'm gonna go get some water. Always remember, hey, stay hydrated because that's the most important thing. Don't be like me and then be like, oh my god, I have like a headache because I did not drink enough water.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I think we've all been there at some point, yeah.
Go hydrate, grab a snack, grab a friend to do Terra raids with, yell at me for not bringing my Switch to do Terra raids, I guess. But we will see you guys for top 4 in a while. Until then, I'm still Regina. That's still Arnie. We're still here at Psycho Turtle Play.
Yep. Later.